Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This government promised to establish an all-party committee to examine Alberta's child intervention system in public. Human Services Minister today announced something far from that, a ministerial panel that will hide behind closed doors, chaired by the minister responsible. It's like asking a turkey to vote for Thanksgiving. To the Premier, since for serenity there is no justice if there is no blame, will you now keep your promise of a public all-party committee?
Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. We did take the recommendations that were brought forward and have agreed to have all parties in this House represented in helping us move forward in solving these challenges. There is some very specific information that must be remained in confidence, and we will make sure that we protect children and families' rights to privacy. But there will be a public-facing piece of this. The committee will report publicly, and the committee will be involved in developing next steps to make sure that the public can be involved and have full protections, Mr. Speaker.
First supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, they lost me when they went behind closed doors. Multiple systems failed Serenity before and after her death, including child intervention system, the RCMP, the medical examiner's office, and the minister's office. Cracks in these vital systems are evident, and Albertans have a right to know precisely what happened in Serenity's tragic case. Since the ministerial panel won't be conducting its business in public, will the minister call a public inquiry into what happened to Serenity so we can place blame and get some justice?
Deputy Premier.
Serenity and all of the other children in the system, Mr. Speaker. And again, I'm not here to defend the system, I'm here to fix the system. And this is why we have moved forward with creating a committee. I want to clarify that the minister is not chairing the committee. This is going to be a committee that has participation from all parties within this House, and the committee will have the opportunity to engage with the public. And I want to warn everyone that some of this information is very difficult, and we need to all be prepared and respect the privacy and integrity of these children, Mr. Speaker. They deserve that, and they deserve a better system.
Second supplemental.
No blame, no justice. I've been a minister. I know you can't keep track of all your files all the time, but I know in a terrible case like Serenity's, when it comes to light, you have to make it a priority. I always understood then that I was renting my seat as a minister by the day. When you're a minister and you let a crisis languish for 3 weeks, you have failed to pay the rent. So for both the Human Services Minister and the Justice Minister, they haven't paid the rent, Mr. Speaker. To the Premier, how soon will you replace these two ineffective ministers?
Deputy Premier. Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to confirm that 2 days after the request was received, a file was uploaded. I understand they had difficulty accessing that file, and that is being corrected, Mr. Speaker. But I have to say, children don't deserve a minister who flips up his desk and walks out. They deserve a minister who's going to stand beside them and fix the system, Mr. Speaker. And we want every person in this House to stand up and help this minister and make the system better, Mr. Speaker. And that's exactly why we've moved forward with creating this panel and look forward to seeing everybody. I believe when they say they want to make the system better, Mr. Speaker. So please do work to help make that happen, Mr. Speaker.